I've got several people that are nagging me about wanting an old style washer. And I've got several of them out here, and the problem with them is timers. Except the other day I picked up one that was leaking water, and I know that the timer's good on it, but a lot of things are bad on the bottom side of it. So what I'm going to do is take the back off of this one and put it on that one. So let's get both of these in the shop. So we want the inside of this one. Well, the cabinets on this one's pretty good too. However, the screws on the floor. Let's take the back off of it. We'll need to do that. We're releasing. Where's the? To take the back off, we need to make the strain line loose, and we need to take the power loose. Come on. Oh. And the pressure hose. Like that. And we'll take the two screws off the back. It got kind of chilly again today. In the middle of April, I think it was in the 40s last night. Supposed to get up to 74 today, I think, which is nice. Now, turn that halfway. We should have this disconnected now. Okay, we were taking this off. Now we have it. So let's pull all this off and we'll put it over here. Now, we have our frame we're going to use. Everything we have except for the back and the cover. So I'm pretty sure everything on that one is functional. The bad thing with that was the timer. Alright, let's see. We have good pads. Yep. Let's take this capacitor loose right here. You always want to try to discharge that thing because it'll zap the snot out of you. And we will attach this back. Took all of this stuff out. It's got an oil leak from that. We'll probably change that seal. Yeah, I'll change that seal. Take that motor off, clean it. We'll see how it operates first. Okay. These are handy. They keep the back from falling over. Now pressure hose and our motor plug. Right there. And we're just about ready to give it a test, except for the train hose. Let's see if we can find one of these. There we go. And what kind of... We got our lid switch bypassed. What was that? It made a zap. People love these old machines, and if you can fix one up, paint it, sell it, it rarely comes back to you. You got to fix it right. So we still have to fix the seal on the transmission, and we'll see if the clutch is okay. I can see that this is going to leak a little bit. There we go. These old cheap pliers I used to. Okay, turn that off. Let's see if we get a spin out of it. Good dogs. Yeah, I got a customer coming in. Let me get back to you. Well, that was a pleasant interchange. Man, a lady come up here with this machine right here, and said it was leaking water, and I found out where the water leak was almost immediately. Also got something out of whack. But anyway, they just left me this machine and bought the one that was sitting there. So what we're going to do, we'll put clothes in this now, and we're going to test it out. And put it on the normal 10-minute run. We're going to see how it operates. Not yet. There it is. Right there. So we want to put this around here. Run it into that. Should be a smaller hole. This is not the one that fits there. I know which one it is. And that's it right there. Well, no, that's not it either. That might work. Keep it away from that. You can see where rats are eating on that old one. Will that work? I think it will. We'll use that lid switch too. It looks like a brand new lid switch. It's rusted out in that corner. Let's see what we can find out here. So this one has screws in the back. Looks like a nice Ooh, this thing is dirty. Need to clean it up. So we need to clean it. Need to change that seal. And we'll see if it goes into a neutral drain. If it doesn't, I'll have that transmission. I'll pull that transmission, change that seal if I have to. Those other two puddles there were there when I put it there, but that puddle there is because the transmission shaft seals are leaking, which is going to make the clutch slip, and it might have compromised the oil inside the transmission. Well, look at that wobble right there. We got to see what's going on with the balance ring isn't seated on the tub right. I think the spin okay though. Alright. We know what we have to do. Seals, oil seal, water seal. Yeah. We need to and check that balance ring and clean it up. So yeah, these clothes, they didn't spin out. They spun out, but they didn't spin out that well. So the clutch is probably compromised. Agitator out of here. Be cleaned up anyway. There we go. Let's see, one of those ears, it broke off or it's flat down. Yeah, it broke off right there. Oh no, no it didn't. It's got flat. Right under here, you need to change the seal in that spin tube. Okay, well, you know, don't get ahead of yourself, Chip. Let's get this tub off of here. Okay, most of the time these tubs will come off if you pull up on and tap that spin block. Sometimes you need a puller for it, like this. Like that puller right there. That was Mr. Harper made years ago. Yeah, we need to wash that. The tub is nasty. Yeah, we'll have to pressure wash all that. There it went. Now, usually not this seal down here, usually this seal up here, that's the culprit. This is where I need to add a slab on the back to work on these things. And I will do that eventually. What am I looking for? Set that there. Put these motor mounts back in. Probably be easier to change this one seal right here. This transmission is still on here. Big one. There we go. Just got to take the motor coupler off. Look at that. Probably wind up changing it too. And now I take the motor mount off. It's a 1/2 inch. Yep, got a lot of nastiness here. You know, you don't know if this thing is leaking or not. And that seal up there is leaking. It usually pushes the oil out. You can see oil on top. I'm thinking the oil is coming. I don't think it's coming from the seal, but we're going to change it anyway. I'm going to crack this machine open, change the oil in it. There it is. And the part number. Oh, gear case input seal. W101 11745 and 285352. Now to change that, you slip it over, and we need to seat that in there with a socket of that size, I think. So we got that seal changed. Where's our 1/2" wrench? There it is. Let's take the transmission loose. So let's get this transmission out of here. Yeah, it always happens like that. I hate that. So you take this rod right here, which is an old transmission rod, and drive it like that. And then she'll come out. Oh, there we go. Yeah, I can tell that oil kind of milky looking, so it's got water in it. It's been compromised. And you take the spin shaft out. That's where I find where the water's leaking. Now, if we have rust and water on the outside, which we do, and we think that this seal here is the one that's compromised, so we'll change both of them. Let's take this out front and pressure wash it. So while y'all weren't looking, I pressure washed this. Then we're going to bring it back in here and change the seal on it. Nah, it's not that. And I don't think it's the tub seal. I think it's this seal right here. Some people say, well, why don't you change all of them? Well, for this case, I don't think anything's wrong with that tub seal. It looks good. It's still pliable. I was just concerned about this area right here, and I don't think anything's wrong with that. Nope. So it's going to be that tub seal leaking. Not the tub seal, but the spin tube seal. There we go. Come on out of there. But I'm just going to change the top one. I don't think that bottom one is hurt. And that's cool. Looks perfect. Take one of these. Oh yeah, fits tight. Fits tight on there. I'm gonna take a little grease and put on that and see if it'll go in there a lot easier than it came out. La da 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 da. Fit on there. Get started. Now, I had a car. Yeah, that's it. Yep, it's in there, and it meshes with that other one perfect. Now we can put our spin tube in. I really want to change that seal on that spin tube though. I really don't know if that's leaking though. It looks like a very good seal. Awful tight, and there was no water on the inside of the shaft, so I don't suspect this seal to leak. However, we will put it on. If it does leak, we'll pull it out of there and fix it. However, at this point, we are going to have to work on that transmission. Let's go ahead and put the spin tube back in. Oh yeah, I can feel it fitting tight in there now. Okay. You don't forget to put this back on like I just did. Because this has got to fit in here just like this. And now it's working right. Let's get rid of all this stuff here. And while I'm down here looking, boy, that's looks like, yeah, those snubber pads need to be changed too. You find all kinds of stuff when you're working on this, so we need to change the snubber pads. We got all this off. You ever can, just slap one of these together. And these snubber pads make a big difference of when they, if you don't have any on there, or if they're worn out, and it's metal to metal, it is a disaster when it starts to spin. It will just walk all over the place. The way I do it, I jam a screwdriver in there, and then I tapped the other one out. You can see it's almost paper thin. And the new one has some thickness to it. I ought to do it my hammer. There you go. Let's get this one. That one, not worn too bad. I'm going to go ahead, since we got a full set here. I'm going to put a full set on. Perfect. And those on the bottom, that's not too bad either. But I'm going to put the new one in. And this machine, when we finish, it will be good for somebody. Perfect. What was I doing? Oh, taking this clutch off. Yeah, this clutch needs replacing too. It's too greasy. Greasy. We use our super clean degreaser that the super clean people sent me. See how that works. Well, it works pretty well. Once you got it caked on like this, you'll have to use it 2 or 3 times. That's good. So let's get our tools out. I emptied the bucket. Oh, that thing's on there. There it goes. Alright, loading. Yeah, you can see how milky that is. It's got water in it. And you know what? Without that back on there, yeah, that's good. So let's let that drain. And while it drains, I'll clean up this lid. The thing about these transmissions is this top seal right here does do a very good job of sealing water out. It seals oil in. So when it starts leaking, it leaks on top of this, it'll drip down, get inside the transmission itself. So let's set that aside. Okay. So we're going to clean this up, put some new sealer on it, put some oil in it, put new sealer on it, and then put it back together. Changing this oil because there was water that went down the seal. Here we go. And like always, you want to put this stuff on the inside of those screw holes. Air pocket. On account of the oil is going to be on the inside of the screw holes. Well, that looks pretty good. Have to get some more of this. I'm about out. So let's drop it over like that. And put our screws back in. Alright, that looks good to me. I'm going to let that sit for a second. And we're going to put a new clutch on it because that clutch is compromised. There it is. Look at there. They let the blue spring off again. If they shipped that with the blue spring on, a lot more people would like it. That spring is called the black spring, and it goes on a different model machine. There it is. So what we have to do is change to the blue spring. And the way you do that is you open your fire jaws up like that, and you pull out the clutch pads and you swap the springs. Now those little cups on the end will fall off. So you need to make sure they don't. And when you put this back on, you want to make sure that the little tabs right here, nubs that stick out, go down into the bell. There we go. And you want these two items here. And this one will fit under and would clip in these 4 depressions, just like that. Now you can fit this down. No, I didn't get it clipped right, did I? And this will go down, hooks into that hole. Now to put this on, you want to push that in the hole, and you get that started in that one. Then you'll push with your screwdriver till it catches that one. Then you go to the next one, and the last one just snap right in. And you don't want to forget your C-clip that you took off. There's grooves in the side of this shaft here that C-clip slips into, and then you can just push it on. It keeps everything fastened. And then I guess it's called a dust protector or something. There's a little tab right there, and it goes right there. So it does. Now, if all is done well, we can put our transmission back on. We have it in that configuration. This is still good, so we're going to put it back on. There's our little hammer. Let's put it back on. And of course, it's dirty. Let's use this degreaser. I'm going to put this on. And now, here's the motor. We want to put our motor on and make sure that our plug is on this side. And you can rock it right there. There we go. Now hopefully we got her fixed. And what we'll do is run it over here and put some water in it. Make sure this hose is higher than that. And you want to run the water up to the tub about right here first. So we're covering one seal now. We'll get it high enough that it's got a good hydrostatic pressure on it. You want it high enough to test that seal, but low enough that it's not covering the other seal that we just put in there. So that looks like it's pretty good. So what we're going to do now is we're going to turn this water off. And we're going to observe, make sure there's no water dripping underneath it. So we'll let that sit for about 5 minutes and we'll come back and check it. So this machine sat here for about 15 minutes at this level. Right here above the first seal down there. And I moved it back and there's no leaks. So unfortunately I have a service call to go on. It's getting late in the day. I need to do this service call. And we'll probably take this up again tomorrow. So it's now the next day. This sat all night, didn't leak. So what we need to do is fill this thing up past the next seal. This is the one that we changed. We're going to fill it up to about right here and see if it leaks. Well, now it's been almost half an hour and no leaks. So let's fill this up above the next seal, the one that we changed, and we'll fill it up probably up to over the splines, or where most of the water level is. Maybe about right here, about where the water level. So far so good, no leaks. What we had was that center seal was what was leaking. So really all we have to do is put that one back together and it'll be ready to sell. But it has been sitting here long enough and there's no leaks. So let's plug it in, drain it out. So let's put our spin block back on. There it goes. At least fit down on it. And put our spin basket in. And we will tighten all this up. You know, when I pressure washed all this yesterday, I forgot to pressure wash that. I have to clean it up by hand. All right, and we need to clean this agitator up. I'll tell you what, I got one clean up there already. Let's just swap them out. I wish I had a solid one. I don't have a solid agitator, do I? Yeah, I do. Right there. This is the kind I like to use. It's one piece. No agitator dogs. What is she barking at? What is he barking? What are you barking at? Woof. What are y'all barking at? All right. Yeah, I like those one-piece agitators. That way you don't have to fool with agitator dogs. And let's get it all cleaned out. Get the rest of that with some cleaner and a brush. Right now, let's stick it on here so we can test it. Alright, let's try for an 18-minute wash. We have to turn that one on. There we go. And I think it should start agitating right about now. Look at there. machine has passed all its tests. The only thing I need to do is fix the lid switch, buckle it up with this, and put it out to sell. Usually I paint them when I have time, but a lot of people come in, they'll just buy them just like this. Which is good. Okay, but right now we'll say we fixed another one. Chip is out.